the past can shape the present. When someone starts to care about another person, they're often told that the past doesn't matter. But that's not completely true. Everything a person has done before, every mistake, every happy or sad moment, helps make them who they are today. Their past is like a map that shows how they love, trust, and relate to others. Understanding this helps you see people more clearly and be ready for the friendship or love you share. Love is not a fairy tale. It is biology, chemistry, and psychology intertwined. Pair bonding, the sacred connection that ties two humans together in trust, loyalty, and intimacy, is not conjured by words or promises. It is a mechanism built in the brain and body, a system delicate yet powerful, capable of joy and devastation. Science has shown that women who have shared themselves with multiple partners experience an erosion of this bonding system. Oxytocin, the chemical of attachment, weakens when it is repeated too often, like a rubber band stretched past its limits. The more experiences she accumulates, the more difficult it becomes for her to anchor herself fully, entirely, in a new bond. This is not moral judgment, it is simple physiology. And yet, society insists otherwise, dressing the truth in euphemisms and slogans. Don't judge a woman by her past. But ignoring the past does not erase its effects. It only leaves the man unprepared for the consequences that inevitably arrive. Her history is not confined to memories alone. It manifests in expectations, in subtle comparisons, in the silent measuring of her present against ghosts of her past. Every man she has known becomes a benchmark, a shadow that colors your every interaction. When arguments flare and exes are mentioned, it is not a casual slip of memory. It is evidence of her past pressing into the room with you. Trauma compounds. Betrayal breeds suspicion. Chaos breeds craving. A man unaware of this truth steps forward thinking he can rewrite the narrative, only to find himself an actor on a stage already set by experiences he never shared. This is not to vilify her. It is to arm men with the understanding necessary to navigate the terrain of intimacy without being devoured by it. Experience, often praised as wisdom, carries hidden costs. A woman seasoned by multiple partners does not enter a relationship with a clean slate. Every attachment, every detachment leaves its mark, and the more frequent they are, the harder it becomes for her brain to bond anew. Oxytocin dulls, dopamine craves higher intensity. Novelty becomes the standard. Stability feels dull, consistency feels suffocating, and the man who offers safety and loyalty may be perceived as ordinary. He is competing not with the person next to him, but with echoes of the past. Every ex, every thrill, every high that once made her feel alive. These are not just memories, they are neurological imprints, shaping her behavior, her desires, her satisfaction. To ignore this is to invite heartbreak, to gamble your mind, your heart, and your future on a fantasy that biology does not support. This is where the myth of romantic idealism shatters. Men are told love conquers all, that patience, care, and understanding can overwrite history. But the mind does not bend to hope. Neural pathways carved over years do not vanish because one man wishes them gone. Trauma does not reset. It compounds. Projection becomes the invisible thread in every argument, every misunderstanding. If she has been betrayed, her eyes watch for threats. If she has been used, your intentions are always measured against those shadows. And when the past intrudes, you are left to bear the weight of wounds not your own. Psychologists call it projection. In real life, it feels like a battlefield where the enemy is unseen, yet every strike lands on your consciousness. Men underestimate the cost of ignoring reality. The past is not a ghost story, it is a ledger of consequences. Body count is not about morality, it is about pattern, imprint, and outcome. Every previous connection reshapes expectation. Every thrill once felt sets a bar for novelty. Every heart once won leaves a map of desire in her psyche. Stability, devotion, constancy. These may be alien when compared to a past built on intensity and chaos. Men are told that love, sacrifice, and hope are enough. But these virtues cannot repair the intricate architecture of a mind molded by repetition, excitement, and disappointment. They can only expose a man to the quiet erosion of his trust, his confidence, and his peace of mind. The stakes are not abstract. Financial ruin, emotional exhaustion, and wasted years await the man who ignores these patterns. Divorce statistics reveal that women with multiple partners are more likely to dissolve unions, and when they do, the fallout lands squarely on the partner who believed that hope could rewrite the past. Emotional labor becomes a relentless grind. The man is therapist, buffer, protector, and casualty. Slowly, insidiously, his mission, his purpose, his ambition fades beneath the weight of battles he never signed up for. The pursuit of a woman carrying unhealed history becomes a surrender of self, a diversion from life's true calling. And in the end, society whispers judgment if he refuses, branding him controlling, judgmental, or insecure, while simultaneously shaming him for not blindly investing in a future laced with uncertainty. Hope is the most dangerous currency here. Men cling to it, convinced they are different, that their presence will be the pivot, the change. But hope is blind. It ignores patterns. It silences caution. It anesthetizes the mind while the consequences quietly accumulate. The illusion of exception lures men into surrendering agency, allowing the ghosts of her past to script the fate of their present. And when reality arrives, it strikes with a precision that leaves no room for romantic idealism. The past is not negotiable. It is not a shadow you can outrun. It is the lens through which the present is seen, and the foundation upon which the future is built. Men who survive, who thrive, who build lives of fulfillment, understand one principle. Her past is not yours to carry, but it is yours to see. Awareness is not judgment, it is strategy. Clarity is not cruelty, it is survival. To engage with a woman's history with eyes wide open is to protect your mind, your heart, and your mission. To ignore it is to gamble your life's work on the hope that patterns will dissolve, that chemistry will reset, that trauma will vanish with time. It will not. Biology is indifferent. Psychology is uncompromising. The past is relentless, and those who forget it pay dearly in their wealth, their peace, and their years. In the quiet moments before commitment, the man must ask himself not what he desires to see, but what reality demands he acknowledges. He must confront the invisible ledger, the neural imprints, the psychological architecture that precedes him. He must weigh the stability he brings against the turbulence she carries, recognizing that love alone cannot bridge every gap. To enter blind is to surrender. To enter aware is to command agency. And agency, above all, is the currency of men who will not have their futures written by someone else's history. The measure of a man is not in his desire to love blindly. It is in his courage to see clearly, to act decisively, and to preserve the sanctity of his own life while navigating the complex web of another's past. Every decision, every boundary, every act of discernment is a testament to his understanding that history is not a story to be ignored, but a force to be accounted for. In this knowledge lies freedom, not the freedom to erase the past, but the freedom to choose wisely, to build steadily, and to protect what is rightly yours. Your mind, your mission, your life. Her past is not a villain. It is a teacher, a warning, a blueprint of what may come if you close your eyes. And the man who sees clearly is not bitter, not weak, not cynical. He is awake, he is prepared, he is sovereign in a world that seeks to blind him with comforting lies. His respect for truth, his refusal to surrender to hope without evidence, becomes his shield. And in that awareness, he walks forward unshakable, his life guided not by illusions, but by the unvarnished reality of what came before, and what will inevitably shape what comes next. Her past is your map, not your prison. Choose your path with eyes open. Walk with purpose, and refuse to carry what is not yours. This is not bitterness, it is clarity. It is not hate, it is wisdom. And in a world that rewards blind devotion, choosing to see is the most radical act a man can undertake. To stand in truth is to reclaim your life. Her past will always exist, but it only controls you if you let it. You are not her history. You are the architect of your future. Every choice you make, every boundary you uphold, every mission you pursue shapes a life that cannot be undone by ghosts or patterns. Protect your mind, protect your heart, protect your legacy. Walk with clarity, walk with purpose, and let no illusion, no hope, no guilt, and no shame dictate the course of your destiny. Awareness is your weapon, discernment is your armor, and in that power, you are free. Free to love wisely, free to build, free to live a life unshackled by the echoes of what came before.